Valley Connection is brought to you by RPS Video Productions.
Welcome to this edition of the Valley Connection, a monthly show designed to keep you informed of our Valley's issues, concerns, and events. I'm Nancy Lopez.
And I'm Cesaria Hernandez, and we're so glad that you could be with us this month.
We have a lot of information to share, so we're going to start with...
We are going to start with the Hemet Model Masters. Now, I'm sure sometimes on the weekends you've been out there at Dominigoni Parkway and Winchester Road, and you've noticed that there's these little model planes flying around. Well, they actually have a real landing strip, a little airstrip out there, and you can bring your model planes out there, or you can just go and watch for fun.
And then we took a piece out of our archives, and we showed this a couple years ago, but we wanted to bring it back to you. It's the Lincoln Shrine Museum. It's located in Redlands, and we wanted to share it again.
Yes, it's a wonderful, wonderful museum. Now, for all of you animal lovers out there, we have a canine demonstration. Now, you know, canines are used in law enforcement oftentimes. And this is just a great piece where the public got to come and see exactly how they train these animals.
And Cesaria, they actually let me out of the studio this month. I was very good. I got to go to the beautiful and historic Estadio Mansion in San Jacinto. And this is the third annual First Peoples Day and Heritage Days. And this is a combined event. It's sponsored by the Human Relations Council, the City of San Jacinto, as well as the San Jacinto Chamber of Commerce. And they had a lot of vendors and just a lot of exciting things, and celebrated a little bit of the opening of the Ramona play.
Yay! Well, you guys stay tuned because we're going to have all that and much, much more right after this. Welcome back to the show. Now we're going to head out, Nancy, to the Hemet Model Masters out there in West Hemet.
Dreams of soaring up above it all, but maybe you don't have your pilot's license like me. Well, you know what? I think I found our answer. I'm out here in Southwest Hemet at the Hemet Model Masters Air Park, where your fantasies can take flight. I'm here with Hemet Model Masters President Harold Hodgerson. And Harold, tell me just a little bit about the club.
We have approximately 145 members of the club. We fly out here 7 days a week. We're usually here till noon every day. On the weekends, they fly a little later. We lease this field from the city of Hemet, which have done real good for us. We welcome new members. We're looking for new members all the time, especially younger guys. Teenagers really do us a good job if they'll come out.
Now, you guys have been in existence since 1976, a long, long time.
It's an older club. We've only been at this location about 20 years. They used to fly at a dirt field off of Warren Road, but they've been in business here for about 20 years, so I've been in the club about 16 years.
Well, let's talk just a little bit about the air park here. This is quite a state-of-the-art facility.
Yes, like I say, we lease it from the city. We have a nice runway here, about 800 feet long, about 60 feet wide. Most everything can land here with no problems. Most clubs are not as lucky as we are to have a paved field. We have a fence here for protection for the spectators. We're also members of AMA, which is the Academy of Model Aeronautics, a national organization, and we're insured by them for $2 million.
Wow. Well, now then, tell me, when people come out here, there's also a viewing area for the public. You don't have to be a member to come out here and watch all the fun.
We welcome members, spectators to come out. We have chairs out here where they're welcome to come sit and watch us anytime they want to.
Let's talk just a little bit about the different types of planes that we have out here.
We have just about every kind that was made, from the early ones, from the Wright brothers all the way up to jets. We have warbirds, we have civilian airplanes, we have biplanes, we have pre-war, they call it the 30s airplanes. Anything you want, we've got it out here. We also have trainers for people we train on buddy boxes, and a lot of these are just models. They're radio controlled models. There are no specific type of airplanes. They're just models, and that's usually what you start out with.
Art, you've been doing this for a long time. What got you interested in this particular sport?
My uncle, right after the Second World War, bought me my first airplane, and I've been building models, and I've loved models ever since.
That is amazing. Now, how far out does the radio control go? How far can we actually fly these things?
How far can you see? That's it. The average distance of the radio is anywhere 3.5 to 5 miles. That's the, but you can't see that far. So we fly what's called line of sight. Once the plane gets out so far, it turns into a spot in the sky, and you cannot tell what it's doing or what direction it's flying. So you want to keep it within a local range, where you can keep an eye on it. So it's not just how the plane looks, but also how it flies and how the pilot flies it.
I'm out here with father and son team Kevin and Michael McDonald. And Kevin is an experienced flyer that's been doing this, I understand, ever since you were your son's age.
That's right. For about the last 30, 35 years.
Wow. Now, you guys are using the buddy box system. How does that work?
Well, I have control of the airplane, and what happens is when I hit this switch and I hold it down, it gives him control of the airplane, and while he's flying, if he gets in trouble, I release it and I'll save him. That way we save on the crashes.
Well, now then, tell me, Michael, how are you enjoying this?
It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. Now, you've only been at it since Christmas time, correct?
Yeah.
What's the hardest part about this?
Trying to land it.
Trying to land it. But you're getting much better at that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Oh! Now, Paul, are you going to rebuild the Barbara-Jean here, or is she expensive kindling?
This is what they call a trash bag landing. This plane will be in a trash bag, and the guts will be pulled out, and we'll throw it in another airplane. Within a week or two, we'll have a new plane, and this one's going to airplane heaven.
We have had such an exciting day out here at the air park. Now, if you'd like to get involved, you can always go to their meetings. They are held the third Monday evening of each month over at Valley-Wide on Esplanade at 7 p.m. And remember, you don't even have to have a plane to come out here and have fun. They actually have trial planes that they will help you learn how to use. We're going to be right back with more of the Valley Connection right after this.
Come experience the Country Club at Soboba Springs. Beautiful fairways, immaculate greens, bunkers and tee areas ranging from 5,900 yards to over 7,100 championship yards. Whether you're looking for a round of golf with friends and family, tournament golf with your group or charity, banquet space for social affairs, or wedding arbor for that special day, the Country Club has something for everyone. Enjoy our signature restaurant, the May Stone, open daily for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The Country Club at Soboba Springs.
And now we're going to step back in history as we travel to Redlands for the Lincoln Shrine Museum.
The building dates back to 1932 and is really the dream and inspiration of our founder, Robert Watchorn. He was a 19th century English immigrant who came over to America, worked in the coal mines, and eventually became a wealthy oil man. And he decided to begin collecting material about Abraham Lincoln, books, artifacts, manuscripts, you name it. And the reason he did so, as a new American, he saw in Lincoln a symbol of what we like to call the American dream, the right to rise. Lincoln's own life had seen parallels in that he went from a log cabin all the way up to the White House. Watchorn saw a similar progression from coal mine to oil man and positions of responsibility in government as well. So Watchorn began to collect this material about Lincoln. Now, during the period right after World War I, the Watchorn family suffered a major tragedy. They lost their only child as a result of his service in the First World War. Henry Watchorn was his name. And out of this tragedy, the Watchorn family decided to donate their growing collection of Lincoln material to the city of Redlands, create a Lincoln Memorial Shrine, a museum to house this material, so that others could be inspired by the life and times of Abraham Lincoln. Every year for Lincoln's birthday, we have Lincoln's birthday celebration. This year it'll fall on Super Bowl Sunday, ironically, Sunday, February 7th from 12 to 3. We'll be unveiling some new exhibits, including a new Norman Rockwell print about Abraham Lincoln as a lawyer. There'll be an exhibit tying in some documents from Lincoln's time as a lawyer. And then some other manuscripts dealing with some of the significant generals that helped Lincoln win the victory in the American Civil War that has made him our greatest president. Well, we have a variety of artifacts, manuscripts, and artwork about Lincoln and the American Civil War. Probably the most prominent, in addition to our Barnard bust of Lincoln, which is in the center octagon, is our original Norman Rockwell painting, Thoughts on Peace on Lincoln's Birthday. That's behind me here in the West Wing, and we're very proud of that. In addition, we have 30 Lincoln manuscripts in our holdings, of which 7 are on display currently. And they each talk a little bit about Lincoln's life and times and helps us greater understand that man. The Lincoln Memorial Shrine serves as a museum, library, and research facility dedicated to Abraham Lincoln and the American Civil War. This past year, we've been very proud to put up a special exhibit celebrating the bicentennial of the birth of Abraham Lincoln in 1809. Due to popular demand, that exhibit has been extended over for 1 more year, and we'll be adding some new material to it over the course of the next 12 months. That's an important question that we get a lot. Where does your material come from? There are basically 2 sources, purchase or donation. Purchase, we are in part of a network that gets a lot of catalogs of historic artifacts, manuscripts. A lot of museums get these catalogs. There are auctions throughout the year. And we have to make the difficult decision as to which are the more important pieces and which pieces we can afford. Now, we're also the beneficiary of the generosity of people throughout the Inland Empire who've given us some wonderful donations over the course of the years. Abraham Lincoln manuscripts, our Civil War flag, Civil War Medal of Honor that we have on display currently, were all donated by people here in California. Our number is 909-798-7632. We're also available on the World Wide Web, of course, www.lincolnshrine.org. And we're always interested in evaluating material for potential inclusion into our museum. But we're also a research facility. We pride ourselves in assisting genealogists, students, scholars, in researching this important period in American history. Well, we're big believers in the power of manuscripts, and that's just a fancy way of saying letters or documents that are written by people in the past. And it's not so much the handwriting or what they call calligraphy that is so important. It's rather the content that's within. The Lincoln manuscripts here in the West Wing, as part of this special exhibit, talk about his role as Commander-in-Chief and kind of like scratch away a little bit of the mystique of Lincoln and revealed a real man. The years that have transpired since 1865 can sometimes obscure the fact that Lincoln was a man who made tough decisions. They weren't as obvious decisions as they may appear today. But for example, this exhibit that we have about the Emancipation Proclamation, and particularly Lincoln's bold decision to include black soldiers in the United States Armed Forces. From our perspective of 2010, that seems like the obvious thing to do. However, in 1863, it was very controversial, not just in the South, of course, but also in the North. There were plenty of people who didn't think that blacks were cut out to be soldiers, and even in doing so, that it would foster the creation of a multiracial democracy, which many in the North were not in favor of. So Lincoln deserves a lot of credit, in my view, for taking this bold step. We have in our emancipation exhibit a copy of the Emancipation, as well as documents from that period, slave documents, slave auctions, slave chains, really bespeak the horror that was slavery and the courage that Lincoln and those who were determined to end slavery, the courage that they showed in ending this American scourge. And I'd also like to emphasize that the building is always free and open to the public. It's open in the afternoon hours, Tuesdays through Sunday, 1 to 5 p.m. And we reserve the morning hours for school groups. That's an important part of our constituency here at the Lincoln Shrine, is the school groups, because we believe that our young people in particular need to benefit from a greater understanding of American history.
Hi, I'm Phil. I'm a technician that hates acting, but as they say, it's not just about me.
It's about our ASE certified master technicians, Ed Garcia and Steve Maldonado. It's about our hybrid battery rebuilder, Marco Sarvaio. It's about our friendly and helpful service advisors, Dan and Brian. It's about our Auto Club approved service. Check out our website for more at philsautoonline.com. Phil's Auto Clinic, where caring makes the difference.
Welcome back. Now we're going to take a look at our canine demonstration for all of you animal lovers.
The goal of the K-9 Unit is to reduce overall crime rate within the city of Hemet, ensure the safety of our citizens and its officers, and to render assistance as needed.
My name is Officer Patrick Long. I'm with the Hemet Police Department K-9 Unit. We use Belgian Malinois, vice the German Shepherds, because they're faster, their agility is better, they're able to jump higher, and they're not prone to the hip dysplasia that the Shepherds are. And so we use those. And again, they're high maintenance, they're real fast, they have a lot of energy. They're very easy to train now, very easy. They're really eager to learn.
The officers of the K-9 Unit wants to educate the youth on the dangers and consequences of using drugs and committing crimes through the use of the community K-9 demonstrations.
In order to train, it's repetition. You want to bring the dog to people. You want to socialize them with people, okay? You're going to bring them in and have the dog pet, let people pet the dog, okay? And things like that. It's continually to have people around the dog.
This is the baby. Oh, what a good boy. He's nice, doggy, huh? Yeah. Pretty boy, huh?
Fritz, which is Mike's dog, he's 2.5, and Nico, my dog, is just under 2.5. He's like 2 years and 4 months old. The bite suit, it's a protective gear, so he doesn't, the agitator doesn't get hurt, and it's so we can do real life scenario training. So the dogs can actually go in full blast and bite and stuff like that, and we don't have to hold back, and the agitator doesn't get hurt. His reward for finding somebody is the bite. To go up there and bite the suit, that's his reward. Well, we get them from Europe. They're bred in Europe, and then they're shipped over here to the United States, and then we pick them out. We test the dog first. You test it for its courage, you test it for its hunt drive, and for the play drive. And as long as it passes all that, then we'll take and put them through the school. And the majority of the time, the dogs will pass and be good dogs. The canines are actually they're detrimental to the community because we use them for a lot of different things. We use them for building searches, to apprehend the bad people, the serious felons, people who commit serious crimes such as rape, murder, serious domestic violence, and we use them for narcotics. We search vehicles, search buildings, and things like that.
Welcome to the Patio Plaza, home of the City of San Jacinto Chamber of Commerce. We offer a wide variety of businesses, organizations, and a restaurant to serve you. The Patio Plaza has been locally owned and operated since 1976, centrally located between Menlo and Esplanade, amongst a garden setting. Enjoy the experience of the Patio Plaza.
And get ready for a lot of excitement as we head out to the Estudillo Mansion for the Heritage Days and the First Peoples Day, where they had a lot of fun exhibits and activities for the young and the old.
What a great day had by all at the Estudillo Mansion, starting with the Ramona Pageant Parade. There were costumes, arts and crafts, vendor booths, carriage rides, historical demonstration, food, music, dancing, and so much more. The main sponsors of this fantastic event was San Jacinto Chamber of Commerce, the City of San Jacinto, the Human Relations Council, and the Saboba Band of Lucenio Indians.
We're here for another very exciting event in our valley, the San Jacinto Chamber of Commerce Heritage Days and the First Peoples Day, and we're right here on the beautiful grounds of the Estudillo Mansion. And I am at the San Jacinto City Museum, and I am here with curator Betty Jo. And Betty Jo, tell us about this wonderful place, the San Jacinto City Museum, and some of the things you can experience when you come here.
Well, we have lots of old things. We have some fossils and mastodon tusks that came out of Lamb's Canyon. And this year I brought down my grandmother's Hoosier kitchen cabinet, which is a wonderful piece of furniture. And we have just lots of pictures, scrapbooks, and anything old is here.
Now, this museum used to be on Main Street, correct? And it moved to the grounds here at the Estudillo Mansion. How long ago was that?
We had to move about 6 years ago. Our building, they found out, wasn't safe anymore. It's not quite twice as big, but we have much more room, and it's better lighting, and we just welcome anybody to come.
And it's located right here on the grounds of the Estudillo Mansion. Give us your hours, Betty.
We are open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 11 o'clock to 4.
Okay, you got to come down and see this. A lot of exhibits to check out. I am with Jean Dubert, and she is doing something that is kind of like a lost art in our valley. Is that correct?
That's right. That's right.
You are actually spinning wool.
Yes, spinning wool into yarn.
And this is how you actually card the yarn, is that correct?
Yes, that's right. When the wool comes off the sheep, it's all tangled up. And so in order to spin it, you want those fibers going in the same direction. So you card the wool to get the fibers going in the same direction, and also to get little grass and things like that that cling to the wool out of the wool. You card it and you wash it, and this is what you can use to spin with.
Thank you very much, Jean. This is really different.
I left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. Never had time to worry about sleep, think about the way things might have been. Big wheels that keep on turning, primary keep on burning, rolling.
We had such a great time here today at the Estadio Mansion. A very special thank you to the San Jacinto Chamber of Commerce Heritage Days and the First Peoples Days for allowing us to enjoy a little bit of our valley's history and culture. Now, back to the studio. And as we close the show, we would like to remind you there are a lot of events and holidays that's coming up in the near future.
That's right. We have Mother's Day, Father's Day, graduations, weddings coming up. So folks, please be sure to try to shop locally. Keep your local tax dollars here in our town, and it benefits all of us.
We need the money.
Yes, we do.
We do this show for you every month, for you, our community. So we would like to hear back from you. If there is something that you would like to see on the show, you can contact us through our website, thevalleyconnection.net, and let us know what you would like to see.
That's right, Nancy. And so, until next month's show, we wish you all well from here on, The Valley Connection.